This is getting picked up in style from the airport in Peru, and the white two-story house behind is my grandmother's house where the Church of Moquegua meets.
Today I'm going to show you what it's like to get ready for the chocolatada. So here we go.
Individual stores on the side of the house, and this is the particular door where the Church of Christ meets on the calle Moquegua. These are some ladies you'll want to remember, as they are faithful members of the church and always the volunteers. Today they volunteered to do all the shopping for the chocolatada. That is Oscar the Evangelist on the right. Moving to the left, we have Elva in the pink shirt, my mom with the hat. Next to my mom is Genoveva, a faithful volunteer always. Next to her is Karen, who is also my second cousin. She's Kanako's daughter, the guy that was sitting on the tailgate when they picked us up from the church. And next to Karen, the day of the girl is Angeline. Both her mother and father are members of the church there. And on the far left in the pink, next to the truck, is her mother. This is what you call rush hour traffic in Peru. Oscar's ministry extended far beyond Piura, which is where the Moquegua Church is located. This area of Loma Negra was closed-off village that would not accept outsiders because their trust had been broken. The people came to rob and pilfer their natural resources, and so they were closed off to the outside world. Before Oscar's ministry, there was no school here, no electricity, no streets. Oscar and his wife would come to feed the kids out of the back of their car twice a week. So the village gave him an area outside the village where they would allow him to come, and they would send the kids out to him. After some years, they noted a difference in the behavior of the children and allowed Oscar to come into the village itself. In addition to the physical feedings, Oscar began a spiritual mission in the village, and as a result of several of the key men and their families have made Jesus their Lord and Savior, and have been obedient to the gospel. The village attributes several miraculous events to the fact that Jesus is now a part of their village. The first is my cousin Kanako was the chauffeur of the mayor of Piura, and when he told her that the church was feeding the children of Loma Negra twice a week, she took it upon herself to provide one meal a day for each of the other 5 days of the week. The next miraculous event was the village being chosen by the government in a raffle to get its first school. Every 7 years, the government holds a raffle to provide a school for the poorest areas of Peru. The first year that they let Oscar into the village, they had a bumper crop of rice. Not only did it come in earlier than normal, but it was so much more bountiful than normal, and the quality of the rice was so much better than normal that the seed companies bought the rice at top dollar in order to sell it as seed rather than dried goods. And now the ladies are preparing the hot chocolate for the kids.
Me ama, la Biblia dice así. Cristo me ama, pues murió, y el cielo me abrió, él mis culpas quitará. Yo tengo un amigo que me ama, amigo que me ama, su nombre es Jesús.
Kids just either saw the truck or came running. Somehow they all heard, probably 3 days ago, decided to come out and do this. Oh, ahí está. Mira, ahí estás. Te enseño algo, ¿ok?
Pero mira cómo beben los peces en el río, pero mira cómo beben por ver a Dios nacido.
Here, Oscar is praying for one of the ladies there in Loma Negra that's been unable to get out of bed for 4 years.
Aquí dice que fue la casa de Mama Hilda. La otra fue de abuelitos.
So this is it. This is the childhood home of Mama Hilda, our grandmother. And if I'm doing my math correctly, she lived here in the 1920s. And here is Panchita. We estimate she's about 96 years old and so happy to have visitors. I did my best to apply for several different jobs while we were in Pambarumbe to see if there might be some way to stay here and live. But no one's called me back yet. In the back of the room, the children's Bible class is going on, and so it can get a little hectic during the service. You've got the person in the front of the room speaking, and then you've got the children in the back of the room having their own study, and the cars whizzing by the door there. Everything has to be open because the heat is insupportable. That's Oscar, the evangelist that we've been supporting in Peru. And he's a fantastic worker, loves the Lord, loves the congregation.
Ora a Dios y al Señor Jesucristo, porque Él dijo en términos imperativos y de ordenanza, hacer los cristianos desde el primer siglo de
I'm particularly fond of this picture, first because my cousin Kanako in the green shirt is about to baptize his sister Brenda into Christ, and he is being accompanied by his two sons and their old way of life, and to make Jesus their Lord and Master. You bury that old person in baptism and are resurrected to walk a new life that looks a lot more like Jesus and a lot less like the old guy, and asked Socrates about it and wanted to know if he could buy the Bible. Socrates replied that it wouldn't be right to sell it because it was given to him for free by the mission team that had come from the United States. So he gave Oscar the Bible. Oscar said his jaw dropped because Socrates was a bit of a shyster, and that this simple act of kindness led Oscar to come meet with the mission team to find out what work they were doing. Oscar was raised Catholic and looked for God, but found so much corruption in organized religion that he forsook the church and lived out his life helping the poor population of Peru on his own. Much like Che Guevara, but with a much better moral compass. Oscar made Jesus his Lord and Master that year, and being obviously blessed with leadership skills, was asked by my mother to make it his full-time occupation to minister and shepherd the new Christians that were there in Piura. Oscar's purely natural leadership style has been to raise up men for Jesus, who in turn take up leadership roles in their own communities, much like you witnessed already in Loma Negra.
Tomo así. Dime hola, 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 ¿cómo estás? Ya.